Carla, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to get into this chat because we have not stopped yapping since we met in the lunchroom, and I accosted you by going, whoa, I thought you were going to be a lot older than you are. I don't know why.
Well, I guess I did start the Beauty Chef a long time ago in 2009.
Yeah, so clearly it's working.
Oh, thank
Because there's
you.
no way you have two kids in their 20s. That has blown my mind. Firstly, we do just need to preface this chat by making it clear that neither of us, shock horror, are doctors or dermatologists or, health professionals, I guess. So if you are listening and you've got actual concerns with your skin, flare-ups of different sorts or concerns with your gut health, please go talk to your GP and make sure that you get the professional help that you need.
Absolutely.
So, Carla, your own journey with your company started with eczema as a kid, and then watching your daughter go through the exact same skin struggles. That must have been really hard. I suffered really bad acne as a teen, and I already think about how much I will struggle watching Len if he goes through that as well, because it's just so debilitating to your confidence.
Absolutely.
So talk us through that. Talk us through your own history with eczema or just sensitive skin, and then watching your daughter.
So I had really bad eczema and allergies as a child and then as a teenager. So I had eczema all over my arms, my legs, and it was quite embarrassing. I was really conscious of it. And then when it would clear up, I'd get these big white patches on my skin as well. And so then it'd go through stages of being, I could weep, it would bleed.
Painful, I imagine.
So painful and uncomfortable. And I'd use cortisone creams, and that definitely helped to soothe it, but it didn't get to the root cause. And then it would just come back with a vengeance, and I'd take antihistamines.
Putting a Band-Aid on a cut.
Absolutely. And then my mum took me to see a naturopath, who I think is still practicing, Penelope Sack in Willara. And she was amazing, and she did blood tests, and she found I had certain food allergies. So she eliminated certain foods from my diet, introduced other foods. So from a very young age, I saw the connection between what we consume and our skin health. And that, of course, kind of set me on my career path. And also when my daughter, who's now 20, nearly 28, but when she was 10, she also suffered from allergies and eczema, and I knew about what I'd taken out of my diet, like gut compromising foods, but I stumbled across research that looked at the connection between certain types of gut bacteria and the gut and allergies and eczema. So I decided to put my family on a gut healing protocol, and that included eliminating...
Surprise, kids.
I know.
No Frodos.
No, you're going to be eating lots of sauerkraut. Yay!
No nightshades.
And so I put our whole family on a gut healing protocol, which included introducing lacto-fermented probiotic-rich foods like I made coconut kefir, kombucha, sauerkraut. I didn't give them the kimchi. That would be cruel.
Oh,
They were so
I
young,
like kimchi.
But I love my kids.
Actually, no, a kid
kimchi,
probably
but not
wouldn't.
when he.
Oh, my son might. He really likes sour and salty things. So maybe.
Yeah, it's got sophisticated taste. And I noticed such a big difference in her skin health, her eczema, but also her focus at school. I'm going, wow, there is something really interesting about this gut-skin connection and this gut wellness connection. And then my friends and family were saying, what are you doing differently? Your skin's glowing. And I thought, the only thing I'm doing differently is eating these lacto-fermented probiotic-rich foods. And so I became literally the local pusher for all these weird fermented foods in my kitchen that were growing, and everyone's like,
have a pickle.
I want some of that bacteria. I'm like, so I was bottling up all these ferments, my friends and family, and they noticed that their tummies felt better. They were more regular. Their skin was radiant. They had less skin sensitivity.
More regular with poop or period?
Yeah, more regular with poop, but also, your gut does also regulate your hormones. So as soon as you start to focus on your gut health, you really notice a difference with that as well. And so I knew I was onto something, and then I decided to bring out Glow Inner Beauty Powder, which was a biofermented probiotic powder with pre, pro and postbiotics in 2009, which was the world's first. Everyone thought it was very strange at the time, and then been on a journey in this sort of really passionate and unwavering mission to really educate people about the importance of gut health for skin health and well-being.
I cannot believe it was 2009. Wow.
Yes, I know.
Look how far you've come.
It's amazing, and also so exciting that it's a thing, really science has caught up with nature, and also what naturopaths have said for years that, good health begins in your gut. And there's so many studies now that show it, and, you talk to most doctors and integrative practitioners, and they're like, the root cause of so many of your issues, because your gut regulates your immune, metabolic, brain, everything health, hormonal health, you've really got to start to look at the gut, especially when you have, skin issues.
Yeah. Len actually had a lot of infections as a baby and allergies and was on antibiotics, and so many people then will recommend get him on a probiotic and prebiotic because
So important.
it's so important. But can you explain to someone that's like at home and has no idea what a microbiome is?
Yes.
How does it work? What is it? Where is it?
Yes. So your gut it's interesting because we talk about gut health, but what really that influences your gut health more than anything is your gut microbiome, which is basically a mini ecosystem of tens of trillions of microorganisms that live in your gut and that you are host to. And having a good relationship with your gut microbiome is probably the most important relationship that you can ever have, because your gut microbiome regulates your gut health, your metabolic health, your brain health, your immune health, your skin health, everything. And a healthy gut microbiome also helps to keep your gut health or your gut lining nice and strong to prevent leaky gut, because when you have leaky gut, that causes inflammation. You have inflammation in your body, inflammation in your skin sensitivities. So looking after our gut microbiome is super important. And, the things that we can do to really help that is really focus on a healthy diet, lifestyle. We know that, stress, lack of sleep really compromises our ability to maintain a healthy gut microbiome. We know that our gut microbiome loves fibre, so eating a diet rich in fibre, like try and aim for 30 different types of plant-based foods a week.
For some reason, I thought you were about to say a day, and I was about to have an actual heart attack. I struggle enough with the whole protein thing.
I even feel bad saying 30 a week because it's a lot. But that's like herbs, nuts, legumes, your leafy greens. Because what happens when you consume fibre-rich foods, your gut microbiome, they feed on it and they ferment it and they create these really important anti-inflammatory compounds called short-chain fatty acids, which are so important for our skin health, our gut health, our immune health, metabolic health, brain health. And in terms of skin sensitivity as well, we know that where there's gut inflammation, there's going to be skin inflammation, impaired skin barrier. So when you've got leaky gut, you're going to have leaky skin. And the gut microbiome is just so important in helping to regulate that. And also, of course, our hormones. And there's not just a gut, skin axis, there's also a gut-brain axis. So our gut microbiome and our gut is so important in terms of our brain health. So the way we feel, pardon me, our moods. And we also know that stress can also increase leaky gut. So
what is a leaky gut?
I know, yes.
Because I'm just thinking,
Yes.
I'm like, do you mean that your gut is like, your poo is like leaking through your organs? Like what?
It's such a bad term, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got no idea how that works.
So leaky gut, basically the lining of your gut has these tight junctions. So I'm just trying to think, if you think about it like a tight mesh. And when we digest our food properly, certain nutrients, we want them to go through that tight mesh into the bloodstream where they have a whole of, healthy benefits. So if our gut wall, the integrity becomes compromised and those junctions loosen and become have holes in them basically and become leaky, it means that undigested food particles, food antigens, endotoxins can pass through the gut wall and trigger an inflammatory response, immune dysregulation, inflammation throughout the body. And that's where we end up getting skin sensitivities and also,
lots of other
health issues.
Would you know if you had a leaky gut?
So because your gut regulates, your skin health, your immune health, your metabolic health, any issues in those areas could be a sign that you've got gut issues. There's really obvious signs that you've got leaky gut and gut issues from bloating and flatulence and diarrhea and constipation, digestive spasms. They can also, of course, be more obvious signs that you've got something wrong with your gut. Your skin is such an amazing barometer, though, because where there is gut inflammation, there will be skin inflammation. And so when we talk about a leaky gut, when your gut is leaky, your skin's going to be leaky in terms of you're going to have impaired, skin barrier function.
It's so interesting how what's happening on the inside can just manifest straight away on our faces.
It is, honestly, but what I find interesting is also the stress connection because it's about what you eat, absolutely, and that's probably the single most important factor. But stress plays such a big role. Like I haven't had eczema I had it so chronically as a kid, and then I really focused on my gut health. And then about 3 years ago, I had a really, really stressful time at work, and I got eczema all over my eyelids. And I realized, I thought, wow, like I'd let my gut health protocol go a little bit, added all this stress. I was like, okay, I need to do meditation and not only be looking at herbs and foods that repair my gut, but I really need to look at making sure I'm having my magnesium, taking adaptogenic herbs like my rhodiola, ashwagandha, holy basil that help with my stress. And that literally within 2-3 weeks, and because I'm so in tune because I've experienced it, I really can analyse it and go, I know it's my gut. I know yes, I could really improve my diet. I've let that go a little bit and also take some, herbs and supplements to repair the lining of my gut and help with the leaky gut I have. But also I know that stress is really also impacting my leaky gut, the immune dysregulation and my eczema.
You've just reminded me when I was very freshly postpartum, I've never been more stressed in my life.
Yeah.
I wasn't sleeping. My entire body was covered with it wasn't eczema, it was more like hives.
Yeah.
And I just could not stop itching. So even if I could get my son to sleep, I then couldn't sleep because I was itching no matter what I put on my skin, no matter what I took.
Absolutely.
And every doctor was like, you have to, I can't give you anything. You have to basically heal yourself from the inside. You have to stop stressing.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, well, that's easier said than done, isn't it? But that's just reminded me of a time where it was just so apparent that my insides weren't happy.
Yeah. Isn't it incredible? Because often too, like in the old days, you'd go and say, I've got some, I've got this flaky, dry, red, blotchy skin, and they'd give you like a pH balanced moisturizer or something that's really, fragrance free and go, that should help it. And it's like, yeah, that may soothe it, but it's so holistic. It's so
how
about
are we
diet.
Actually helping and stopping it from continuing.
Absolutely. And look, I look at things like genetics, they play a part. I have a genetic predisposition like my daughter does to eczema, but I'm such a big believer in epigenetics, which is...
I don't know what that means. So I'm like, I can't help with that.
Which is that your genetics load the gun and environment pulls the trigger. Now, what I love about that is that I'm really prone to eczema and dermatitis, but I can keep it under control through diet and lifestyle practices. And you actually have 150 times more microbial genes than you have human genes, which is so amazing. So while you do have these genetic predispositions, you can actually thwart it from manifesting. Sometimes you can't. But, environment can play such a big part, and especially your gut microbiome, in terms of how, strongly it manifests or doesn't manifest.
That's so interesting.
So interesting. And so that's empowering, right?
Yeah. Like you're actually more in control than you think you are.
Yeah. Like when I had eczema all over my eyelids, I was going, I'm going to get on top of this. This is great. This is a kind of a gift. It's a signal that I need to be looking after myself more.
Yeah. What are some telltale signs, like, eczema aside, what are some other sort of telltale signs that your skin issues might be coming from your gut rather than, the wrong products or hormones if you're a teenager?
Yeah. I guess.
Or a woman going through different life stages.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the other thing, perimenopause and menopause, because you have more inflammation.
Yeah.
You have more cortisol, less microbial diversity, more gut issues. Skin sensitivities can get so much worse. Again, which is a time where you really have to focus on self-care, gut health, reducing stress, trying to get the sleep. And it's the hardest time, but you've got to work harder.
Yeah.
Which is, very boring because it's generally the most busiest time of your life.
Yeah, you're like,
that time.
I need extra caffeine and extra wine, not more sleep.
That's exactly right. So I think some of the signs that your gut health might be affecting your skin health, if you get skin and gut flare-ups simultaneously after you've eaten certain types of food, that can be a giveaway that there's some sort of connection. So there could be, in terms of digestive issues, you might get...
My stomach just literally started talking to you. It
It's going,
responded
"Help
to that.
me."
It actually did. It went... "Meow, meow, meow, meow."
Don't worry, I will help you after. I'll give you some Beauty Chef products after. Just you'll be all right.
It's okay in there.
It's amazing how your gut does talk to you as well.
Yeah, that
with
was
all
really
those
weird
kind of
though.
different weird noises. And so in terms of digestive issues, it could be constipation, bloating, gassiness, nausea. There come some of the telltale signs. From a skin perspective, after you've eaten something, like if you have histamine intolerance or food intolerances, it could be anything from itchy skin, redness, blotchiness, dryness, also circles under the eyes, dermatitis around the mouth, eczema. If you've eaten certain foods with eczema, it tends to come up a bit later. It can be days, even weeks, where you start to see, going, why am I getting these raised red itchy patches on the inside of my elbows, behind my knees, on my face and my hands? And another good way to sort of look at it is if you do start to put in some practices that look after your gut, like if you start to take probiotics, for example, and you notice a difference in your skin, that's also a really good sign that there is, that gut health is probably at play.
So if someone does experience this and they suspect that it might be linked to their gut, where should they start? Like, let's say that they're got an awful diet. They're eating macas several times a week. They don't really eat many veggies or fruits or fibers or protein, too much caffeine. Am I talking about myself? Who knows? Where do they start?
So I think you want to try and calm your gut, repair the lining of your gut, and also support your gut microbiome and microbial diversity. So that does start around, eliminating foods that could be potential triggers. Like
what are the most common triggers?
So, processed foods, refined foods that feed pathogenic bacteria, help contribute to gut dysbiosis, hydrogenated oils, you're not going to like me when I say this, caffeine, alcohol, gluten, dairy, and dairy can be real triggers for a lot of people. So trying to remove those potential irritants from your gut. If you have food intolerances, histamine issues, it also can be, working alongside a naturopath or a nutritionist to see what they are. And because I'm not a huge believer that you should take those foods out of your diet long term. I think you do need to take them out for a period of time while you build up your gut health. So, for example, there's so many foods that I couldn't eat years ago, but because I've built up my gut health, I can tolerate them better.
Yeah.
So I can have sourdough, which is, a better it's still got gluten in it, but it's been, fermented, so it's broken down some of those hard to digest proteins. I can have dairy, like yogurt. And, yogurt in studies show like milk for many people can be inflammatory and is associated with things like acne. But fermented milk isn't, because when you ferment yogurt, it breaks down the hard to digest proteins. So it's easier on your digestive system.
I was thinking that because they sometimes recommend that you have yogurt for the probiotics, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think and then an anti-inflammatory diet, like calming the gut. So an anti-inflammatory diet, I think Mediterranean diet, and lots of foods that help to repair the lining of the gut. There's, bone broth, soups, stews, gelatin, collagen-rich foods. Turmeric's anti-inflammatory. There's so many great ingredients like turmeric. Actually, we've got a great product called Gut Primer, which helps to help treat leaky gut, reduce spasms in the gut. It's got ingredients like your cypri elm, aloe vera, which is very soothing. It's got in there also licorice root, marshmallow root. So all of those really kind of soothing and repairing herbs and supplements. Zinc is super important, vitamin A, B vitamins, anti-inflammatory, D is really anti-inflammatory, K2 is important, vitamin A. So lots of those kind of repairing nutrients for your gut health. Also trying to, reduce stress, sleep better, because we know that all those things also compromise your gut integrity. Then it would be looking at helping with your digestive health with maybe if you do have food intolerances, looking at things like digestive enzymes that can also be really helpful for breaking down your food. When it's not broken down properly and it passes through the gut wall, then it can trigger that inflammation. So digestive enzymes can be really helpful. Of course, pre, pro and postbiotics, fermented foods, fibre-rich foods are really important because the fibre feeds your gut microbiomes and then they create those short-chain fatty acids that are really anti-inflammatory. Foods rich in polyphenols, really important, like green tea. This is where you can have your chocolate, but with no sugar in it. Cacao. Berries are rich in polyphenols. They all support microbial diversity. Now, in eczema, it's interesting because a reduction in low microbial diversity is linked with eczema.
Oh.
And also overgrowth of pathogenic bacteria. And it's amazing the stats. 78% of people with rosacea have SIBO. 34% of people with IBS have skin manifestations. The link is just undeniable. Yep. And then I would look at liver, supporting your liver, because your liver and your gut work together so well. And of course, your liver helps to eliminate toxins, excess hormones. So, there's beautiful herbs like milk thistle, I love dandelion, calcium D-glucarate can be really good, schizandra, and then going back to the stress herbs as well. You've got magnesium, which is a wonderful mineral to help with stress and relaxation, your B vitamins, which support nervous system function, but then you've got those beautiful herbs like rhodiola that supports your adrenals. You've got ashwagandha, which I love. It's one of my favourite herbs. Holy basil, which is also known as tulsi. Siberian ginseng. So there's lots of...
Do you rattle?
Do I rattle?
Yes.
What's that?
When you walk, you must rattle because you're so full of vitamins.
I'm going, rattle.
What do you mean?
I'm going...
Am I a cobra? What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking because I know humming's really good for gut health. I'm like, this is a new trend, rattling.
Rattling,
no. Really good for gut health.
Because I think you're in the business. Yes. So for you, all of these things are just not normal, but not out of the ordinary to sort of see on the shelves or take.
Yeah.
But for the average person, when I think of, I'm so bad even remembering to take prescription medication.
Yeah.
What are some easy ways that you can incorporate taking supplements and that sort of thing into, how do you do that without being Brian, what's his name, Brian Johnson, and he takes 60 different pills in the morning and 60 at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
Well, when I talk about all those things, that's if you've got dysbiosis.
Yes,
That's really looking at if you've got more significant skin issues. The Beauty Chef, we have our Glow Powder, which is amazing.
Does that have everything in it?
It's got so much in it.
Oh, good. We love a one size.
It's so good. It's got your pre, pro, postbiotics. It's got fermented ingredients. It's got vitamins and minerals and nutrients that support skin health and gut health and wellness. So we say glow if you're under 50, glow ageless if you're over 50, and that's just 1 teaspoon per day.
With water?
With water in your favourite beverage.
Is it powder?
Yeah,
is it powdery?
Yeah, it's powdery.
But when you drink it, is it powdery?
It's it's lovely in water because it kind of just goes into a beautiful berry drink.
Oh,
it's
okay.
really nice. And then if you've got more significant gut issues and you want those repairing nutrients, we've also got the gut primer, which you can have with your glow in the morning, and we've had incredible results with people seeing a difference in their gut health, their skin health, and their wellness with those products together. But if I was going to say what's something really simple, it would be just choose low GI and low HI foods, just a Mediterranean style diet, anti-inflammatory, and when I say low GI, that's low glycemic index foods, foods that cause you...
Not packet food, basically.
Yeah, basically stay away from processed foods.
Rats.
And that's it. And low HI, which is my term for low human intervention foods.
Oh.
So,
I haven't heard that before. That's very clever.
So just whole foods. And, for some people they might go, I know my gut's so imbalanced. I've been eating lots of raw vegetables trying to be really clean. It's if your gut's really imbalanced, you just want to really, even whole foods, cook them, steam them because it's easy for you to digest them. Do a lot of soups and stews and bone broths. I've actually got a book called The Gut Guide. It takes you through a whole routine and different stages of repairing the gut. So it's calming and healing the gut, weeding the gut, seeding the gut and then feeding the gut. But if I was going to, for general people who just want to improve their gut health, I'd say low GI, low HI, whole foods, anti-inflammatory diet, get your good fats, clean water, try to reduce stress, yoga, walking, meditation.
All the things that we know are good for us.
I know. I mean, I always laugh because I always do scroll and the algorithm always feeds me things on health. And they're like, oh my God, pomegranates. Oh my God, kale. And so everyone rushes and it's like, and suddenly, there's a shortage of kale or celery or
pomegranates. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they're all amazing, but all whole foods are.
Yeah, yeah.
They're all, and in fact, you want all different types.
And if you just eat kale by itself, it's quite raw. Not raw, it's like chewy.
Yeah.
There are nicer ways to have it.
Absolutely. But, and also you want different types of vegetables for microbial diversity. So a broad range of veggies, keep you just clean. And we know it's all those things like, just a good lifestyle.
Yeah.
And good diet.
How long after implementing these sorts of changes and starting to take care of your gut can you expect to see a change in your skin?
I reckon you can, in your body, I think you can see changes within days.
Wow.
In your skin, it takes your skin a certain, 28 days for skin cells to renew. So, I have people say, when they go on the protocol for the gut guide and take Beauty Chef products, they see a difference almost straight away. But I think that's also because you feel better.
Yeah.
You feel less bloated.
You start glowing a little bit more because you're happier.
That's it. You have that spring in your step. And with the skin, within a month, you should notice big changes.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. And it's different for everybody, depending on the state of your gut health as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
How quickly you get rid of the coffee and the alcohol.
So you don't have any caffeine in your
No,
diet?
I don't. I believe in balance.
Yes.
I'd like, some people are like, 60-40. I'm like, I like 90-10. I love my glass of Pinot Noir. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I love black tea.
Yeah.
But with Pinot Noir, I just justified. I'm like, well, King's College in the UK, they did a study to show that
red wine has lots of
polyphenols. It's actually quite good for your gut health. But I think the study was like, it's 50 ml over a 2-week period or something. I'm like, I don't look at that part of it.
Yeah, it's just like
but it's
a glass here and there. It's great.
That's it. And also you just have to listen to your body. It's like if you feel...
Also good for stress-freeness.
Well, kind of. It's,
Yeah.
I love a glass of wine. I love sharing a glass of wine with my friends or a glass of wine occasionally
over
with
a
my
nice meal. Yeah.
That's it. But it's also when you start to feel depleted and you're seeing it in your skin, you have to go, okay, maybe for a period of time there's things I just need to let go.
Yeah.
But if you're feeling strong and vibrant and healthy, then you have a little bit more room to kind of, have some of those things that maybe aren't so great.
Yes. Okay. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
All right. So there are things that we can all try at home. To be honest, before this interview, I was thinking, oh yeah, my gut's just fine. And the amount that it's been talking to you, it's been shouting for help. It has been, please help me. So she's here.
Don't leave without helping me.
God, she's here. So I really think that we've learned a lot today. And I think that it's something that everyone can sort of take something away, whether or not it's affecting them or someone that's in their family.
Absolutely. I think, if you can tell people about gut health and pass that message on, knowing that it controls or regulates so much. If you've got immune issues, metabolic issues, brain issues, skin issues, it's like really, the gut is a great place to start to investigate.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Carla, for joining
Kelly.
us.
Thank you.